does a lot of great stuff locally, and he's like curating these awesome local shows, and this is a cool thing. Now, first of all, welcome. Good to see you, brother.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, man, no worries. So you've probably seen Hugh if you've gone to some local music shows, and he's always got a camera, and you're always documenting what's happening on the local scene. I would posit that you are somewhat obsessed with the local music scene, and I'm okay with that.
I'm not okay with that, but yeah, obsessed. And they probably haven't seen me. They've seen the back of my head.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm hugging the stage, taking pictures.
But you are documenting what I think is a sort of seminal moment in the music history of this city. I think that right now, they went through, in the 80s, there was the Grishecki and
Brownie Mary,
the Clarks.
Field, yeah.
Grishecki even bleeding over from the late 70s, I should say. Norm Nardini and Donnie, of course. So there's always been a strong musical presence here in Pittsburgh locally. But right now, and I think technology has a lot to do with this, and the influx of young guys, and young girls, that the younger generation is actually sticking around. Man, these bands are so good now, and people hear me talk about it ad infinitum. There are a lot of great musicians and great bands.
I know, it's crazy because just the variety of styles and the variety of talent, you could go out any night of the week, which I try to do, and go see a great band.
Yeah, and the variety of styles that's the interesting point to me, is that like last night, Shelf Life String Band's playing at the Park House, if you want to go see that. An awesome band to go and check out. You have hardcore scene, which is outstanding here. If you want to go check out like a lot of the metal scene here is very well represented.
Right. Yeah.
I don't typically go, like Abby turns me on to some stuff once in a while that I really, really like, and I'll check out a couple of those bands. But if you want folk rock, it's there. Americana, it's there. Harder edge stuff, it's there. Singer-songwriter stuff, it's
country.
There. Yeah, country.
Punk.
Like what's going on, the whole cowpunk type thing that's kind of happening in Lawrenceville with Molly, Alphabet, and Chet Vincent.
Slim Forsythe's down there.
Yeah, all that they're doing. And then you want R&B, like the Needs Hotel Band, for crying out loud.
Right.
Those guys throw it down really good. So you have been curating these shows and putting them on in another legendary Pittsburgh institution.
Yes, it's Ides Entertainment, which a lot of people, I grew up with Ides. I don't know if...
I love going there, and like $20 spent at Ides is a good $20.
Right. You know, I used to thumb through the racks and listen to the pretentious clerk saying, "Oh, well, obscured by clouds is Pink Floyd's best." Excuse me, dude. You know? So I got a little education there, but I just approached them. They built a stage last year, and they didn't have anybody to play at local bands, so I came along and like, I think I can get some bands.
So it reminds me of what they do with Amoeba Music and other like big record stores out west, where and even down in New Orleans with the Music Factory, where they have these in-store performances.
Yeah. And what's crazy about Ides, it's 4 floors.
Right.
There's 4 floors of great stuff, and you could get anything, and they've been so nice to us. They've been incredible, so...
If you've not been to Ides, you owe it to yourself to go. I mean, it's right at the sort of...
It's 1121 Penn Avenue. It's right across the street from the bus station. It's right there. And they changed locations a couple times in Pittsburgh, but it's fantastic.
So how many... you do these every Saturday?
No, if I did these every Saturday, I'd need a divorce lawyer. I mean, are you kidding? No, I do it once a month, every second Saturday of the month. So that's easy to remember.
Right.
The next one is August 9th, this coming Saturday. We were doing 3 bands in the afternoon. We're doing 4 bands starting next week until the end of the year. We're done in December from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, this has to be tremendously gratifying for you.
I'm the biggest fan in the room. Yeah, and the way I curated it, I picked my favorite bands, and they all said yes, and I'm amazed, and it's so much fun.
I'm sure they give you some suggestions as well.
As to what bands to pick?
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because I wanted to do, like, for this 10 years Hugh Shows thing I started in 2004, I wanted to do something...
So you've been doing this for 10 years?
Well, I've been going to see shows for 30 years, but I logged on as Hugh Shows 10 years ago. In July. So I wanted to do something for the 10-year anniversary, and I was thinking about, let's do a Deutschtown, let's do a rant, which is happening next week.
Yeah.
But it was just so much work. And I found that one person couldn't do it, so I decided to do 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it just seemed easier to do it this way.
So this coming Saturday, who do you have lined up?
We have a guy named Rob Gray. He goes by Several Conclusions. and he's like a Appalachian dark folk, spooky folk, and he's going to start off the afternoon at 1. Then at 2 p.m. we have Action Camp. They've been kicking around for years. They're electro doom pop. And they're yeah, I know, you know. Some of these genres, like the best one I've ever heard was one called Muppet Rock. I'm like, okay, whatever that is.
Dude, I want to go see that.
Yeah,
I just picture Dr. Teeth leading the band.
Right. So Action Camp's going on at 2, and then at 3 p.m. we have an indie folk family band from Greensburg called Essential Machine, and they're really good. They're the kind of band, like, they start playing and you're like, oh, this is great. You know what I mean? It's really, really great. And then 4 p.m. we have Balloon Ride Fantasy.
Well, all right. Now, this is a very cool thing. You also have a local blog.
I have a blog. The blog is a mouthful. I don't know why I named it that, but if you go to hughshows.com, just hit blog.
Okay, and you sort of preview upcoming shows from not just local bands, but bands from out of town coming into the Burgh.
I do national bands. I have a questionnaire. It's 9 questions, like what's your favorite album, what's your least favorite album, favorite concert, first album, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I preview. I think I have like 600 of those.
And you are such a staunch supporter of the arts here in Pittsburgh. The city council They even bestowed upon you.
I have a Hugh Twyman Day.
There's Hugh Twyman Day.
Yeah, July 8th. July 18th, a couple weeks ago. Jeff Benton, he runs Wild Kindness Records.
Yeah.
Just like me, he's promoting these bands. If you look at Wild Kindness Records, look at that roster. It's sick.
They're all great bands.
They're all great bands.
Harlan Twins. Grand Piano.
Yeah, and
Chet,
it's funny. All those bands are playing the IDE shows or have played the IDE shows. So Jeff Benton, he nominated me. He sent an email to my councilwoman Teresa Cale Smith, and
that's great.
It was wonderful. Yeah.
How have you seen the local scene change over these 10 years you've been Hugh shows?
Well, it's funny. As far as me blogging, I've been here for 10 years, steadfast, and I've seen bloggers come and go. But as for the music scene, you hit it. It's these bands that are coming up. They're young. They're bringing out this talent that's amazing. And
Knox boys are all 17 and 18.
They're little punks.
Yeah.
I'm going to see them tonight. They're at the Get Hip Warehouse.
They're great.
I know they are. They have Bob is the old guy playing slide guitar, but yeah, they're amazing.
So have the crowds changed? Do you see a change in support? Because when I first moved back to Pittsburgh in '99, there was the Clarks and Brownie Mary were still sort of going strong, and the Clarks continue to just put out just really good sounding records. But there wasn't a lot of support for the local scene back then.
It doesn't seem that way. I think the proliferation of venues and the people doing it themselves. Like you can go to, there's the Mr. Roboto Project, there's the Shop, there's these house shows. Yeah. That's what's pretty fantastic. Like people are just throwing shows in their house, the dingy basements.
I remember a Hound Dog down on the south side from Dave Music Mind told me I had to go see Triggers, and that was 6 or 7 years ago. And that's when I started to see, wow, man, there are some killer bands. Like I couldn't believe how good they were, and still are.
And that's the thing. You turn yourself onto these bands, and like for example, the Harlan Twins. I mean, they're so good. The Harlem Twins are a kind of band that you have to see at 10 o'clock at night. Either you're drunk or they're drunk or both, and they're so much fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
they record really well, too. Their records sound great.
I think that has to do with it, the technology. Mm-hmm. These recordings that are coming out are just fantastic.
So. All right, so Hugh is supporting all of this great art in Pittsburgh, and you can help him do that by checking out one of these series of IDE shows, which he is curating. The next one is this Saturday.
This Saturday, August 9th. I want to say these are all Little Live Aids. We're doing this for charity as well. We're encouraging people to bring new school supply to donate to the Homeless Children's Education Fund. They support homeless kids in Allegheny County. It's an epidemic almost. The numbers are rising. If you bring a new school supply, a bottle of glue, a pack of pencils, we donate it to them, and it's very important for me as a teacher that we're helping them out.
Well, it's cool, man. I'm happy for you. Congrats on
so much.
The acclaim that you received this year, because you deserve it.
I appreciate so much. Thanks for having me.
Right on. All right, check it out. We'll have it linked to DVE.com so you can see what's coming up for you in those shows. And also, I want to let you know, sports coming up next. Mike Pursuta, of course, live from